There is nothing neutral about the movement of people. There's nothing apolitical about the creation of music.
Well, any traditional music is part of a continuing stream of consciousness. And if it's a product of migration, it would have a lot of meaning suffused in it.
So I'm born and I start hearing music. My parents are huge folk fans, the Kingston Trio and Pete Seeger. And I remember my teacher mentioned offhand, it's an Irish song. And so even just to know as a little kid, it's this music that you basically woke up to as a person is not from where you woke up. It's from another place.
You know, most Americans think of Irish Americans as the immigrants who came to America after the Great Irish Famine in the middle of the 19th century, which maybe totaled as many as 6 million people who settled in cities like New York and Philadelphia and Boston. But there's an earlier migration that in fact, a lot of Americans don't know much about at all. That is the migration between 1700 and 1800 from the descendants of Scottish settlers who were planted in the north of Ireland by King James I in one of the biggest land grabs in Irish history.
He wanted to effectively tame his most rebellious province by planting Protestant farmers in the area.
They led a fairly unsteady existence. So when the opportunity came to come to America, they took it with open hands. They emigrated to Philadelphia and then down the Great Wagon Road. And out of that group of people would have came a distinctive Appalachian culture, which we know the music of as American old-time music.
They were very good at absorbing influences along the way. From the Germans, they picked up gentle sort of zither instrument, the scheitholz. They turned it into a much more raucous instrument, the lap dulcimer. From the Cherokee, they picked up dance steps, more shuffling steps. And coming up from the plantations is the sounds of banjos. Of course, the banjo came from West Africa, the banjar. When the fiddle and the banjo start to play together, that was what sort of pushed the fiddle into overdrive. And it was that combination that really created the foundation for an American sound.
The songs that I hear in Appalachia, one can find echoes of Ireland in them. I hear that kind of high, lonesome sound.
But that strong Ulster singing voice, that clear voice.
You're singing like "Call round to her fagon play." Oh, I hear Ralph Stanley singing something like "Oh Death."
Oh, Death, won't you spare me over till another year?
A world tradition, and it travels in mysterious ways. Music, when it goes over the wall, there's no knowing where it ends up.
Migration history isn't just about the history of one community moving into a new area. It's about how newcomers confront each other and what they sound like to each other.
And I think we've only begun to explore the surface of the connections that happen when we all end up here together.
The only reason America exists in the way that it does is because of the contributions of every culture from around the planet.
I think that these migrations remind us that there are many American stories, and there is nothing that requires our attention and our care more than ensuring that we are always striving to tell the fullest and most complicated story about our nation.